Hello, everyone. I have today with me Ahmed Khaled, a dear guest who is currently in Saudi Arabia, right? And he is an expert in supply chain industry with experience in end-to-end supply chain. And he's been in supply chain industry for the last 11 years, working for multinational companies. And he's also a founder of Unleash and Project Go. He's an online trainer in supply chain industry and a trainer at Udemy, also related to the topics of supply chain. And my personal view and my personal opinion about Ahmed Khaled, is that he is a very recognizable personal brand on LinkedIn. And really, I would love him to share a little bit more about him, about his projects, and about his journey on LinkedIn, and also about his journey from feeling the fear to the confidence in public speaking. Welcome, Ahmed.
Thank you, Alisa. I think thank you also for giving me the opportunity, and another thanks for the amazing job that you're doing and the values that you're giving for all the audience across. I want to tell you that I'm a big fan of the job that you're doing on LinkedIn, and I'm so glad to share my experience and my story on LinkedIn, how I start and how I started my journey, and my story, how it comes. So I think if you have time, we will start.
Sure. Looking forward to it.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
My pleasure. So I think my story started by one word, I would say. This word, I think it's a compelling word, and it's a transformational word for most people. So this word, it's enough. Enough getting by, enough being mediocre, and enough living a life, that was given to you, and you don't design anything on it. So I came to a point in my life that I want to understand what kind of power that I have, what kind of skills and talent, because I believe that every one of us has something unique inside, or talent or gifts that God gave us. And if we start to manifest it, we can transform our life and change the people's life and transform even the planet. So at this moment, I start to reflect. I have a real reflection about my life. And I thought about it too much, What is the things that inside me that if I work on it and the power that I have, I will be able to change my life and even change my family life and people around me. So I start to dig deep and reflect on that. And I found many things. And I was blinded away because, sometimes we are blinded away because people's opinion about us, we were captivated and we don't know that we have this kind of gifts or talents. And the first thing that I found it in myself, that this kind of positivity, that I'm a source of positivity, even at my work when I go, people, they feel frustrated and depressed and everything. I give them this kind of positive energy when I go. So I change, them, and I can draw a smile on their face. So this is the first power. The second power, I would say, and I dig deep on this. I feel very powerful when I took a pen and go into a board and I start share something in my head. So I found these things, it's very compelling, and this kind of power. If I start doing something, but I don't know what is it, if I use this power, I can change my life and I can change and affect my people, the people around me. So the first thing, I don't know how to do it. Honestly, at this moment, yes, I know that I have some kind of powers, but I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
And I start, to draft many thoughts in my mind, and I thought, look, what if I start by LinkedIn? I know that I heard about, content creation. I heard about, these creators. So I said to myself, why not I start, my journey on this, and I just post. So the first thing that came into my mind, it's something from my experience, something about my job. It's the same thing that I spoke about Unleash in how to build the failed innovation successfully, which is building the innovation. And I don't know how LinkedIn is working. I don't know what's articles. I don't know what is post. How can I post? But I did, like 2 pages or 3 pages about the Word, even, Microsoft Word. And it's very easy, very basic one. And I said to myself, look, I will post it. I don't know what will happen, but I will post based on my experience. I don't have any books. I don't read all of this. It's based on my experience. Yeah. And I start posted. I was afraid, honestly, when I start posting something like this, because I know people, maybe they will perceive me. What are you doing? How you do? All of this kind of stuff. But I posted, and the amount of engagement that I have it from people was shocking. I find at this moment, I think I had 2 likes and the 2 comments. For me, at this moment, it was lovely, because why? These people that they comment and they like, I don't know them. So it's not out. It was second connection even. I didn't understand what's second connection, first connection, LinkedIn, but it gives me power because they engage with me and they come and ask me, how did you do it? How we can overcome this? What's your experience about this? So I feel, this kind of reciprocity, when you feel that there is people, they come, I felt something very unique. So it was like a trigger. It was like a spark. Then I told myself, listen, okay, I had this, I have another one. I have another. Then I started to post and post and post, but I came to a point, and this was the second fear that it was in my mind. I told myself, listen, I think by this way, if I keep posting consistently, I will be out of content. I'll be out of content because I have, experienced this kind of thoughts and your inner voice. So I came to a point, look, it's very hard. What can I do? And I realized that I'm relying only on my experience, but I can rely on other people's experience. So this triggered me and pushed me to read, come back and take experience from books and articles. I came back to study, and I developed a new philosophy, which I heard it always from Jim Rohn. He said always study, practice, and teach. Study, practice, and teach. And this gives me like a spark. I start to understand how the outer world is perceived, because I was only in a small circle. And I start to move, writing and kept it like, a habit and ritual in my life. And after 3 months, my writing ability, I would say my writing ability start to be enhanced. And I had another fear. This is the third fear. I want to enhance my communication skills, which is the second step. So I want to move from writing into speaking, which was very hard, but it was very hard for me, because, speaking, it's the most fear, on this planet. But I was willing to make it happen, because I was willing even to pay the price, because the promise for me was very clear. It's very powerful. I see there is something is pulling me in the future. I'm doing it. I see there is something. It's not clear, but I know that I'm chasing someone in the future is better than me today. So I told myself, listen, I will kill this fear. I will do it anyway, even if I fail, even if I do many mistakes, I'm willing to do it. I will never be a loser. I will fail, but I will do it and do it and do it, and I don't care. So the first thing that I thought about, I said I will take a course about how I can speak. The speaking, I want to enhance my speaking because I don't know. Because as usual, even in corporate life, your speaking ability, because of your experience, you will not have these kind of skills if you don't have a course or something that can guide you. So the first thing that came into my mind, I will take a course. And the course that I took it with Muhammad Al-Qahtani, if you know him. He's a Toastmaster, 2005, I would remember, the worldwide champion in Toastmaster. And he taught me many things in this course. This guy is very, very, very nice guy, and he's very genuine. And his story also is very compelling, and very, very genuine. So he taught me the basics of public speaking, you know, your tonality and the body language and facial expression, how you stop and how you do all this. Then I start to understand the basics, and I came back, you know, to read. And I have this kind of course, but I want to see more, because this is just the basics. And I told myself, listen, I want also, because it's not only about learning, as I told you, just study and practice and teach. So I need to practice. So one day I was staying with my wife, and something, you know, some idea comes in my mind. I said, okay, listen, if I go from writing and if I start to make videos, it will be crazy idea, but I'm willing to do it because I need something to repeat it, you know, practice, practice, practice. And at this moment, you know, the idea was very compelling for me and it was very hot. I told my wife, listen, I will go. She told me, where you will go? I told her I will go and I will buy camera and I will buy lighting and I want to do it. She told me, just wait. I told her, I don't want to eat. Let's go together. And she came with me. She helped me a lot in this stage. And honestly, I was afraid to do this stage, but I was willing again to pay anything to make it happen. So I went for a shop and we picked the camera and the lighting, and I don't understand anything about this, but I had one thing, that a skill that was hidden. I don't know about it. When I graduated from my university, I used to work as a freelancer in Adobe Premiere and After Effects and 3D Max. So I have these kind of skills, but I don't have the skill of shooting, you know, or lighting or all of this. But again, I will learn it. So I bought all of this, the stuff of the camera and lighting and the audios, and came back home. And I don't know how to start. You know, I didn't know how to start at this one because, you know, I don't know how to use it, and I don't have these kind of skills. I stayed 1 week in front of YouTube and Google everything. Yes, I am doing trial and error, how to do a good video and what is the basic stuff that I can use it and make it happen. Then it was the 0 hour. After 1 week, I said, look, I will do like a teaser, you know, on LinkedIn. I will do something crazy. I will do a teaser about, you know, the MOQ. I will have, instead what I had to write it, I will move it into a content creation. I will script, I'll go in front of the camera and I'll speak. And I remember the first teaser, it was exactly 10 words, exactly 10 words, not more than that. I swear I stayed 7 hours to shoot it, shooting it. You know, I write these 10 words on a paper and I go and I read it. And then I come in front of the camera and my mind, you know, is paralyzed. I couldn't say anything. I came back. It was crazy. But finally I did it. The next stage, you know, it was very hard. It was very hard. I see it's a very hard process because I don't know how to do it. Just for 10 words, I would say I stay 7 hours. This kind of inner voice came back again. Ahmed, it's too long. You know why? Come back to the writing. It's easy. You will do it. I said, no, look, I will do it because I'm willing to pay the price. And I know by repetition, I will earn a new skill. And I came, you know, trial and error, repeat many takes. And I came to a point that I script everything and I do the content. And my mind starts, you know, to move into the next level, that my memory start to work. Because, you know, firstly, I read and I cannot do anything. I cannot say anything. And my memory start to be enhanced, you know, because I start read and memorize everything and I come in front of the camera and sometimes even I improvise. So I took many takes, and along the way, you know, I wouldn't say that default, but I see myself, I see like a mirror in front of the camera, how I speak, how I pose, how I do something, you know, with my facial expression. It doesn't make sense. It's not good, you know. I start to have like a mirror. And along the way, I enhanced my speaking ability. One day, I'll tell you the story about the Udemy. I started to make a series about the MOQ, about MOQ and the MRP. And one day I was on LinkedIn and I, you know, because of my engagement is going up, I start to have a very good network across with amazing people. Anyway, one day I was fortunate enough that I have one of my friends. He posted one post, and he said that he started to be a Udemy instructor. And I heard about Udemy because it's a very nice platform that you can deploy your content on it and just show it to your audience. And it was crazy idea. I have on LinkedIn, I have all of my content, video content, but it's not well organized. LinkedIn, when you post even video, it comes and then post. It's not easy to go and organize it because you'll see it like sequential. So I said to myself, why not? I took this like 1 hour content and I put it on Udemy. So people, even whoever that they want to study anything or understand anything about the MOQ and the MRP in supply chain, they can make use of it. And I start the journey and I do it. It was not hard, honestly. If you want to be a Udemy instructor, it's not a big deal at all. So you can just deploy your content on it and you will be Udemy instructor. And the good thing about them that they have a very big audience base, so they will help you in marketing. And at this moment, I started, it was the trigger. My personal brand at this moment start to be, leveraging to the next level. So I said, in this stage, I was not myself. I'll be very honest. I was not myself because, I was very, formal and I was hiding, my sense of humor, this kind of stuff. So I said, okay, listen, I want to do something that it's very compelling and it can attract the audience with me. So I want something that has some stories. I can do some stories. So my mind started to work again. I bring another chroma and I want to show what's happening in corporate life between sales and marketing and finance and the supply chain. I know all of this, fights and all of this, operational work that they have on a daily basis. And I know even how to solve these kind of challenges. And I start to make characters on that. And I said myself, I will do Unleash. This Unleash, I will name it Unleash. And the first thing that I will do under Unleash, it's how to build the failed innovation successfully from A to Z. And I started this series, it's 8 episodes, and the amount of engagement and the storytelling that I had it inside it and people feedback and direct messages, it was lovely. Seriously, this was the trigger that kept me, I see something is coming, because, I'm hammering it. And I see the people, they understand what is the value that I carry, what is the experience that I carry, and how I blend this experience with storytelling and the sense of humor. Because people, you cannot fake sense of humor. You can fake everything, but sense of humor, no one can fake it. So I did these 8 episodes, and now I'm on my way to the next phase on Unleash. This is just about the Unleash. If you want to listen about Project Go, I will tell you about Project Go if you want.
Yes, sure. I would like to hear about Project Go as well, and about a little bit more about Unleash. But just for the sake of the audience who is potentially interested in starting with the Udemy as well, what would be your advice? You said it's not difficult, like are there any steps that they should follow? Now that you have experience, what you would suggest them to do? How to start?
I think that it's not a big deal. What you would have, I think all tools that we have it, that I have it, everyone has it. Because it's only about, you can put your mobile camera, put it, and you can go whatever content in your mind, you can come and put the script, do your research, and go in front of the camera and speak. Just do all of this and just start, because along the way you will develop a hidden skills that you wouldn't never, and you would never know it about yourself. Just start. It's not a big deal at all. Start, because this will bring you a momentum. This this is what I can say.
Right.
Laptop, you have camera, you have the internet. So these three tools, I would say that it's easy and common with everyone. It's not a big deal at all.
Yes, right. So, and you got immediately, as you said, you got a lot of engagement on your content.
Yes, I have
on Udemy.
Udemy. I stayed now 3 months in Udemy. I have now over 1,400 students organically. I don't do any kind of promotions or anything. This is the beauty of Udemy, because they have a big audience in Udemy. So they have their own marketing campaign. So people, they come and search by you, and they can. And if anyone he wants to monetize, do anything, it's easy to make it at Udemy, instead of, if you cannot afford doing a site, or just you cannot do a traffic on your site itself, you can do it. But Udemy, just to let everyone know about it, Udemy is taking 50% from your top line. So for instance, I would say if you are your price point of your course, it's $100, and you sell one audience, for one audience, you will not take the $100, you will take $50. This is only about Udemy.
Yes. So can you share something with us, like about the pricing strategy? What do you think? What's the best pricing strategy for Udemy course creators? And also about the starting point, is it better to start with the, let's say, content which is 1 hour long in total, or and about the videos itself, should it be like each video 2-3 minutes long, or 5-10 minutes long, shorter or longer videos, something like that?
Sure. I'll tell you, firstly, I'll tell you about the videos, and I'll tell you how you can set a pricing strategy in these campaigns, I would say. So videos, I believe that anyone he wants to do a new video or anything, he should start by the outlines and breaking the ideas itself, okay? 1 minute, it means 150 words with a normal pace. So for sure, if you will do a video, you will not go, or any course, you will not go and improvise. So write the script, okay? Before even write the script, you should write the outlines and the transition and the subpoints that you will speak about. And if you will speak, let's say I have 5 outlines, and these 5 outlines, I will do like 2 hours course. So I will go in front of all of this maximum, just to not lose the span of the span of the people sites. I would say 10 minutes maximum for each subpoints, and move to the other one. So 10 minutes, just break down the outline, subpoints, support your ideas, and move forward. This is about just an overview on the outline of the course. And about the pricing, I think there are many techniques in the pricing strategy. But I would say, if you will position your price, you have to understand what is your differentiation, and who is your audience. Because if I target students, it will be totally different. If I target executive, if I target mid-level and the managers, it will be totally different. So you have to understand which niche that you are targeting. This is number one. Number two, you have to understand your competition. If I will go for Udemy, I would say it's easy to understand your price index, the price index in the market, because you have a competition. You will understand this competitor, he has this kind of number of students, and he positioned this is his price. So you can put your price based on the competitor and your differentiation factor, I would say, that you will have it.
Yes. All great advices. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. All right. Anything else would you like to share about Unleash and Project Go?
Sure. Project Go, it's something that I love. I love because I used to live my life, and I don't know that I'm living with a purpose. And along the way, when I started on LinkedIn, and because I love people, honestly, I love living with people. And people, they were source of depression for me and source of happiness. I learned the self-reliance. So the source of depression vanished, and now they are source of my happiness.
Yes.
And along the way on the journey of LinkedIn, I found my purpose. I found my purpose. And the first statement for my purpose was to make a positive difference in people's life by liberating their inner chained greatness to be exposed to the sunlight and change the planet. This was the first statement. And I wanted to make it easy. And I made it in a very easy statement. Another one, it's to liberate people from concerns, because I know this is my purpose in life. I want to help people because I know there are many people like me. They are afraid to manifest their greatness, and they know that they have some kind of uniqueness, skills, talent, power inside them, but they're afraid to manifest it because people around them, because they don't believe on themselves. So that's why I'm trying to move into my purpose and help people. That's why one of the sources of this thing, I decided to found a Project Go. And Project Go is always talking about self-greatness. I'm trying to pull people to the way of their self-greatness. That's why I'm always speaking about self-reliance, self-success. And I have many series. It's coming along the way. This is about Project Go. I love to do this because I know that this could lift up this kind of self-love and inspirational stories and the inspirational pulling to people. That's why I decided to push myself and move forward to my purpose and found Project Go.
Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And I wish you a lot of success in this project. And I know it's like I can feel that and I can see that you're very passionate about it. And this is one of the preconditions for anyone to succeed. So I can really see you as successful in the project. Go and unleash as well. So I wanted to ask you, how did this, unrelated to the Unleash and supply chain management, how did this COVID situation and the ongoing digitization process impact society in Saudi Arabia and the companies there and the market in general?
I'll tell you from my humble point of view, there was some impacts happened in the last year, but I speak about the FMCG sector or the fast moving consumer goods sector. I think it was a benefit, not just a hit in last year. Maybe the consequences of this, it happens in this year because I'll tell you, when the COVID-19 happened, and especially I will speak about the personal care products happens and sanitizers, all of these kind of things. It triggers, I think, some challenges in I don't know if it's working now. It's working, huh?
Yeah, something happened for a second. It's good now. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so people start, come like under panic, and they buy too much products from the personal products, and it disturbs the demand and supply, the unbalance between demand and supply, especially for the companies that relying on I would say more than the portfolio, it's finished good imported. It's coming across the borders. It was a big challenge, but the supply chain, I think it was playing a very big role in resilience, and it shows the companies that are resilient and how they just respond this kind of disruptions. I think it was not a big challenge from supply chain, that the companies that they have a resilient supply chain, and even in last year, the companies and the retailers and even the consumers, they were stocked out. They were stocking too much products at their homes. That's why it drives, pull web effect across all the supply chain. Again, all of this kind, when you have overstock till the consumer, or I would say the downstream side. So you are trying to replenish in each node, I would say, from consumer to the retailer to the distributor to the factory to the supplier. So it's coming like this kind of effect. I think today the effect is that we came back to the normal state. So consumer consumed all the kind of products that they have in their home, and now that the response that was coming due to the COVID-19 effect, it's coming this quarter. It's lower sales, not like last year. This is just about the COVID-19.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Actually, we had the similar situation here in the USA. People were in the very beginning, started stockpiling the food and everything, the hygienic products, as you've mentioned. Yeah, but now everything is kind of settled, and we are, you could say, living a normal life almost. Like all the stores are working. I don't know about the KSA, but here we can move freely, at least in the state where I am living in Kentucky. And now we have a nice weather as well. So everything seems to be fine. Let's hope for the best.
Now also in the situation even in Gulf and I would say in Middle East, I think it's very settled. There is not a big issue, and especially when the vaccinations start to be distributed from Pfizer and all this kind of stuff. I think that life came back to normal, and the challenge that we have at last year, I don't think that most retailer, distributor, or even companies or organization had like last year. But I think the effect, as I told you, the effect because of the overselling due to the panic that happened at the consumer side, it will show the effect on it on this year, because the sales, the peak on the sales that happened last year, I think it will be very hard for this year to grow over and above last year, especially in the sectors that I spoke about.
Yes, yes, there will be some major changes in the market for sure. So I also wanted to ask you, we'll not talk about the finances, the financial market, but I'll just mention it's inevitable really for any of us to notice that there is a very high risk in financial markets nowadays. There is a lot of turbulence. There is a higher risk, I would say, with the currencies. And at the same time, cryptocurrency is appearing in the market. But there is another currency that I am sure you will agree with me is worth of investing in, which is social currency. What's your opinion on that?
For sure, social, I would say. I think, and this is what I'm always speaking about, most companies, they focus on the single bottom line. They focus only in economic. And I think that there is the only thing that differentiate a real company that is working with a purpose and that they have a real purpose was a purposeful brands. It's the three things. They're working by triple bottom line. They're not only relying on the economics, I would say, and that they work in that they have these social corporate responsibilities and the environmental responsibilities. So social corporate responsibility, it's very essential in just doing the business, because many companies they ignore this kind of stuff, and it ends up maybe they have a disaster in this business and a big risk on this, because this kind of social corporate responsibility even gives a brand equity for the brand, the company, and even the I would say subsidiary brands under it. So even it gives an equity to you and the government. It gives a good relationship between you and the government, how you're working with your social responsibility. So I think social responsibility, it's a core factor if you want to grow your business and if you want to move up. It's something that it's unnegotiable.
For sure, that's something that, in my personal opinion, that's something that we cannot lose. Both companies and professionals. For companies, their brand and their online social presence and recognition, and for on the other side, business professionals, their own personal brand and investing in their recognizability, visibility, overall online presence, and which at the end of the day will bring the credibility as well.
Yes. I
Yeah,
think
so
I can give you even example about that, you know, because when people they see this kind of responsibility of the organization that they give it to their society, even the sales it's going up. I'll give you just a story. You know, Burak, he's the Turkish guy that is making a delicious food and doing all of this stuff. I saw a video for him on LinkedIn and on YouTube, and how he is volunteering and helping people, that he has something from his bottom line, he's funding this and helping people in his country. So this kind of responsibility, it gives, you know, even it gives you in direct way a connection for your company and for your brand, and people they
yes,
will come because they are connected, they see how you are contributing. So it builds a real connection between the brands and the company, and even the audience themselves.
very true, very true. Yes, yes. So it's in a way, it's a social responsibility task of each one of us. In companies, they call it corporate social responsibility,
Yes.
but you gave a great example of how individuals can contribute to the society as
Yes.
well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ahmed. That
My
was
pleasure.
really great. This was so valuable, both for me and for my audience. And I wholeheartedly invite all of my connections and followers to connect with you. They will really benefit from your videos. You always share value in your videos
Thank
on
you.
LinkedIn, and also to invite them to check your course on Udemy. And it will be really a pleasure to have you as a guest sometimes again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for again for the amazing values and giving me this opportunity to be among your network. It's a real pleasure, and keep doing the amazing job that you're doing every day. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
You
day.
too, Ahmed.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. All the
Bye.
best. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.